Thursday morning on CFAM Radio 950 means it's time once again for another Reeve on the Radio. Of course, Municipality of Rhineland edition. We're joined by Reeve Wiebe, and it's pretty difficult to not open our conversation about tariffs. That certainly has been a hot topic over the last number of weeks. And you had a municipal perspective that you wanted to bring, Don.
Tariffs are on everybody's mind, and they are a huge concern for municipal governments across Canada. Tariffs affect many aspects of our community, including agriculture, production, businesses, grocery bills, costs of housing, and ultimately, potentially, job losses. And the Federation of Canadian Municipalities, which Rhineland is a member, has been engaging their counterparts in the U.S., such as the U.S. Confederation of Mayors. And hopefully, all these discussions will result in a negotiated agreement. If tariffs should continue, the SCM will certainly advocate for supports to communities to help weather this storm. Locally, council members and administrations are connecting with our businesses to help assess the potential impact in our area.
Now, when we're talking about bridge closures, that's never good news for a municipality. And you did have a couple that you wanted to highlight, specifically bridge closures over provincial drains.
Yeah, this spring, provincial drains closures are a serious concern for Rhineland Council. Just recently, we were informed that the bridge on Road 11, which crosses the Dead Horse Creek, and the bridge on Road 7 is also closed. In addition to that closure, one of our municipal roads on Road 9 on the South Buffalo is also closed. But this is a flood damage claim, and we should be going to tendering very soon. But closing bridges is a big concern because it creates a huge degree of inconvenience for residents and for farming operations. So we're working hard on dealing with that. And so that's on council's discussion, and we're actually considering trying to find ways to help with that inconvenience. In addition to that, also some of our low-level crossings are also in need of repair. So it's a bit of a struggle going forward. Again, we have to remember that the bridges are nearing the end of their lifespan, and when they were built for 3-ton trucks. And so this presents a challenge because right now we have high-speed trucks and heavy trucks that are just hard to live with.
We wanted to touch on the municipal budget for 2025. With it being Thursday morning, the public hearing was held last night, and you are now in a position, Don, where you can provide a little bit more detail.
Yeah, I could talk a little bit about it. Again, we just remind us this 2025 was a reassessment year for Rhineland. And this means that the average property went up about 13.3%. Farm assessment was 11%, and residential was 18%, and commercial was 9%. So you can see the tax shift there. So generally, our operating costs are approximately 5%, but these tend to be also some surprising elements in that increase because insurance costs, for example, increased 9%. And again, but the unique feature of the 2025 budget, the driver of the biggest increase is the contribution to the Pembina Valley Water Co-op. 14 municipalities made their contribution to help with help with debt retirement and capital expansion, and it's going to be used as a leverage to raise more money because it's so critical that our area has a dependable supply of potable water to accommodate our growth, residential growth and business growth. So we will also be working with the Pembina Valley Water Co-op to lobby for provincial and federal support. Sustainable communities need a secure supply.
Now, last month, Don, when we wrapped up our Reeve on the Radio conversation, you encouraged us to think spring. And I don't want to throw you under the bus, but I don't know if that quite worked out.
Think spring was a bit of a bust. So this month, may you find hope and inspiration in looking through spring seed catalogs.
Don Wiebe, he's the Reeve of the Municipality of Rhineland, joining us this morning on CFAM Radio 950 for another edition of In the Mayor's Chair. Of course, you can have another listen at your convenience right now on the Pembina Valley online app.